What does it actually take to lose weight this year? I got some steps for you, and I hope you're ready. Now, before you get too excited, a lot of these steps in this video, you're going to have to take some time away from this video and do some preparation to come back so that you can achieve these goals. Okay, so right here in front of me, I have a wheel and some notes that I'll be referencing throughout the video. But it's 6 steps from the tangibles to the intangibles of the items that you're going to need for success using my personalized system. So the first thing off the bat, equipment. You're going to need some new shoes. If you don't already have some running shoes, please go get some running shoes. You do not need to be running in Chuck Taylors or your Chonkalas, okay? You need to go get a pair of, I wear Ultras or Hokas or a pair of Asics or a pair of Brooks. Running shoes, preferably zero drop, wide toe box, that's my style, or thick cushion, plain and simple. Aside from that, the obvious. New pair of socks, thicker socks, long sleeve, maybe some hoodies, shorts, depends on the weather. You can take it from here, okay? Get your clothes ready. Also get a gym bag, put your clothes in front of a door or wherever it is that you transit through, wherever it is that you live, so that you see these things, right? If you see it, you'll do it, right? You'll have that reminder, okay? So make sure you get that equipment. Clothes, shoes. Number 1, obviously. Number 2, fuel source. Now, remember I was saying you might have to go do some prep? Yeah. Think of all the healthy non-snack items that you eat. If you do, and if you don't, I can give you some recommendations, okay? So I just went grocery shopping today, and I got Lactaid protein milk. I got Eggland's eggs. I got protein powder, yams, steak, ground beef, the family size chicken breast, broccoli, apples, bananas, sweet potatoes. I think I already said. This is just off the cusp, but these things are items that you're going to need, right? So when it comes to the fuel sources, you might need to learn up on the term macronutrients, right? Your proteins, your fats, your carbohydrates. I'm going to give you some tools that'll make this a little bit easier for you if this is new verbiage and language to you. So don't stress. This is not the place to stress. I'm a pretty laid back, stress-free kind of guy. I don't know if you could tell by the vibe. In addition, you want to maybe get yourself a new water jug. You want to make sure you're getting all of your fluid ounces throughout the day. There's different literature on how much water you need throughout your day. Some people say you need for every pound, you need an ounce of water. You can do your research on that, but I just want to make sure that you're at least getting 2 or 3 liters in a day. Maybe a little bit excessive, but let's start with something, okay? If this is all you're drinking all day, that ain't gonna cut it. And this is a sleepy time tea, by the way. And also get with your physician and see if you need to take any multivitamins while you're on this path. Okay, maybe you're missing some nutrients, or maybe all of this new activity might need to be supplemented with, said vitamins or even protein supplements. Okay, so we've gone over the equipment, time for the fuel, and then the next one is accountability. Okay, now accountability is a even broader and larger item that we're going to cover. In addition to going out and doing your grocery shopping and getting all of the items that you might need to meet your caloric intake, which we'll talk about a little bit later, you're going to need some accountability items. So I don't have on my smartwatch right now. It's charging somewhere. I do have a smartphone. Hopefully you have a smartphone as well. If you don't, then maybe you can get a pedometer or something that can track your steps. And a journal. Okay. Now, with your smartphone specifically, you can download an app called Strava, and that will annotate your, it'll use GPS signals to orient and see where you are, and it'll track your run. So if you're running on a track, you may not need that. You just need to know the distance of the track, and then you can do your own calculations that way. Or you could download this app, and if you run on the road, it'll actually track the pace in which you run. So like today I ran an 11.23 mile pace for a 5K. which translates to about a 8.4 kilometer per hour. Anyways, I needed to know these things so I could just basically see how fast I was going, and to figure out how many calories were burned at a certain rate, right? But again, these apps will help you with that. Okay, I don't want to stress you out with all these numbers and terminology, but I got you. So download Strava. Also download MyFitnessPal. I've had this app since 2016, so that just tells you how long they've been around, and it's pretty legitimate. It's been free. You can also, upgrade to figure out what your macros are more in depth, but you can just use the free version and get away with the things that I'm talking about today. So in MyFitnessPal, you can annotate everything that you eat. So in the morning, 2 hard-boiled eggs, ground beef, banana, protein shake, whatever, and it'll give you your caloric intake. Now, even within the app, what makes this even cooler is, let's just say I'm 180 and my goal is 170, right? It'll tell you you're about, for your daily intake is about 3,300 calories, right? But to achieve your caloric deficit or to lose weight, you have to be at about 2,600 calories. So you have to be at a caloric deficit, meaning less, right? If you're trying to gain weight, then you want to have an overage, right? Overabundance of calories, eat more, essentially. But in there, you can basically annotate that meal that I mentioned, the hard-boiled eggs, the ground beef, and the shake, and it'll tell you, oh, that was about, 600 calories, right? And it'll say you have so many more calories remaining. Now, if you end up running a 5K, like I did today, it'll also account for the calories burned, right, in conjunction with your goal, which is awesome because some people have the misconception that, I run, so I should eat less. But you still need to eat a certain amount of each macronutrient, your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. I hope you're tracking your macronutrients to sustain proper fuel of your body. I know it's a lot, but yeah, essentially this app will help you with that and will make it that much easier. Basically, once you navigate through there and you input some of the foods, it's just muscle memory. So like the first couple days, if you haven't started, I would recommend just annotating what you're doing now before you actually starting your journey. Practice makes perfect, right? So just get in there and say, hey, I ate some Cheetos and, I did this, had alcohol, whatever. And hopefully you guys do away with all these things, obviously. If you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to do some healthier things. It's kind of counterintuitive, right? But anyways, that app, gold. So Strava, or you can use a Nike Fitness app or whatever app for tracking your run, and MyFitnessPal for sure. Also, you want to have a journal, right? I highly recommend having a journal because you can write down how you felt, what you ate. Just hold yourself accountable in that regard. You can write down the routes, what you thought about it, things that you liked, things you didn't like. I think it's important that when you're doing something new that you annotate it because, a short pencil is better than a long-term memory. Like you may not remember, oh, hey, when I got to the stop sign on this road, I don't know, there's a dog and I had to I pulled my hamstring trying to get away, whatever. It's like, don't run that way, right? Short pencil better than long-term memory. Okay. All right. So accountability was a bigger chunk. We already covered fuel source prior to that, and then we covered the equipment prior to that. All right. Now we're going to go from the tangibles to the intangibles. Now, war zone is what I call it, aka your daily battle, your daily battlefield. Where are we running, right? Where is your war zone going to be? Where are you going to be putting up your best fight every day, right? Where it's going to be mind and body fighting all day, right? That's why I call it war zone. But you can just call it, where's my routes, right? So are you going to be running indoors? Are you going to be walking around the house? Are you going to be walking around the block? Are you going to be walking around the neighborhood? Are you going to be walking around the city? You can be running around the city, whatever it is. Lay out your routes first. Know what you're doing first. Scope it out with your car is what I would recommend, right? You don't want to just end up in some crazy hood and all of a sudden it's like, oh, what are you doing over here? Whatever it is, or you don't want to take some path and all of a sudden there's a train coming through and it's like, oh, well, I can't keep going that way. My car is on the other side or whatever, So just think about these things ahead of time. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. You know what I'm saying? Very easy. And then also think about your alternative routes. Okay. Like right now in the season that I'm in, we just had a blizzard the other day. No, we didn't have a blizzard, but it was like rain. It was snowing like crazy and there was no running outside. Right. So, You got a fitness gym, or do you have an alternative? Just think about these things. All right, you can save you some time, save you some heartache. It can keep you consistent, right? If you know you got an alternative, hey, my bag's in the car and I know I can go to the gym instead of running outside. Easy. Okay. So daily battlefield, where is it going to be? Or where are your routes going to be? Where's the war zone at? Okay. Tangibles, intangibles. Now we're moving into headspace. Okay. Do you have a playlist? Do you listen to music when you run? Do you have a podcast that you want to listen to? Are you in school? Right? Is there anything that you can be doing, right, to kill two birds with one stone while you are running for whatever distance that it is? For me, I'm running 5Ks. So I got about 40 minutes of just constant, either David Goggins, Joe Rogan, Huberman, whatever it is, or Diary of a CEO, or sometimes I'll listen to RP Profits. I'll just listen to whatever it is and just soak in game, soak in great thoughts, soak in good energy. Robert Greene, like there's just a lot of things, a lot of things that I consume throughout the day, right? If that's not you, don't let it be you. Okay, no headphones is better. You're more alert, you're more attentive, whatever it is. But make sure that you have something to get you in the right headspace. Some people don't like listening to music when they run because they end up running to a cadence. I'm a Barbie girl. Whatever it is, dude. Nobody runs to that. But yeah, and then also headspace. Set reminders. If you are intrinsically motivated to do this, it's also the next motivation is the next step. But if you're intrinsically motivated to do this, you should be motivated to leave stickers about or reminders or alarms or things on your phone that are going to hold you accountable, right? You're going to do these things, right? Because this is what you want to do, right? Ultimately, you're not under duress, right? This is what you want to do. So remind yourself, give yourself some grace and do these things. And also be patient. Life is a marathon. This is the longest thing that you'll ever do. Life is the longest thing you'll ever do. Okay. So don't go out there and I'm trying to lose 10 pounds in a week, right? Take your time and plan it out accordingly. The last one is motivation. Like I said, intrinsically motivated. Are you passionate about this? Are you driven by this? What has you so riled up to do these things, I'm Chaz, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate your consideration in watching this video. Y'all be safe out there and get after it, okay? You got this. I believe in you. But do you believe in yourself? That's all you need, okay? You got it. Y'all be safe.